Christian Beck from Digital Catapult. Welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much for having me.
And welcome to Farnborough as well, of course. Talking to you today about the fourth industrial revolution, and the industry sort of coined the phrase aerospace 4.0. Are you happy with that definition?
So I think one of the things I want to say is actually we've probably got a little bit obsessed with defining these things, and it leads us to dive into the technologies, which is often an area that these established businesses are not terribly comfortable with, actually. And I think it'll probably self-define, and we probably don't need to worry too much about the label, because I think as these things are adopted, it will become clear to everyone what we want it to mean and what it does mean. And I think we should probably focus a bit more on the capabilities we want it to enable than the label or the technologies themselves. And I think, so if you think about what we want it to do, we're talking about things like zero accidents, zero faults, zero production faults, potentially no design, just requirements in at the beginning, supply chain certainty, and a whole myriad of other capabilities we want to enable. And that will vary a bit business by business. And then from there, we work ourselves back to actually where are the opportunities to deploy solutions now, and what does the roadmap look like to get us to that ultimate sort of capability panacea. And I think that's probably the way I think we should define it, to engage those more established businesses more clearly on what it means to them.
And do you think the uniqueness of the aviation industry is going to present some challenges as that process takes place?
So I think there's clearly challenges, but there's also opportunities with the aviation industry. So there's unique things around security and regulation and certification in the aerospace industry that can present challenges with deploying some of these digital solutions. But if you think about some of the sort of more future scoping areas that we deal with, like blockchain, there's also significant opportunities there.
Digital Catapult, then, I was just about to say, give us the background to there and what role you play in all of this.
So we are a not-for-profit innovation agency, so we're completely technology neutral. We focus on driving the adoption of advanced digital technologies in the UK economy, and the aerospace sector is one of our key sectors. And those advanced digital technologies that we work with are specifically artificial intelligence, future networks, which is the networking infrastructure that supports Internet of Things, and immersive technologies, so virtual and augmented reality. And I think in manufacturing specifically, we have there's two things we want to do. We are trying to shift our established manufacturers into looking at those technologies, but there's also a challenge with shifting some of those startups and scale-ups to see manufacturing as a viable industry for them. Obviously, there's a lot of focus in and around London where a lot of these skills are concentrated on fintech and certain other sectors, and I think we want to try and turn those heads in some of those startups and scale up to see manufacturing as an equally exciting industry to deploy some of their technology.